and welcome to another episode of the In Between Podcast. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Between Podcast with your host, as always, Kyle McLemore. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. Let's see what we can get into today. How are you guys doing out there in the middle of June, approaching the middle of July? It's July, that's right, we're past the 4th of July, but does that stop the fireworks? No way, not here in America. We keep them going all month long, oh yeah. Start that pod and then suddenly there's something invading my eyeball, but who cares? Because we're here for you. How are you guys doing? That's right. Speaking of big, giant eyeballs, is that what we're going to start out with? With the sphere? There's lots of stuff I wanted to talk about, but that's like the big thing going down on the net right now. The sphere. Speaking of the net, I think that was like the first thing that somebody sent me was my sister. Sent me a clip of the sphere in Vegas when it was like, I don't know, they were doing like tests or just like showing off the capabilities. But it was doing like this weird purpley blob thing, and it looked like exactly from the greatest show of all time, Reboot. When the cube would come down and like the games would come down, dude, Reboot was so ahead, dude. Reboot was so in the future, dude, back in the 90s, dude. Reboot, greatest, or at least one of the greatest television shows ever created, dude. Also, numero uno, dude, the very first, number one, screw everybody else. Screw you, Beast Wars. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Beast Wars. You think you're so cool? Well, you ain't nothing, because you'd be nothing without Reboot, dude. Without teal and purple-looking dudes, you'd be nothing. Reboot was number one CGI animated show ever created. Over in old Canada. Old Canada. Finally did something good. Rush and Reboot. But Reboot was the shizzle. If you don't know, if you are so lame that you don't know Reboot, dude, I think I've only run into like one person like out in the wild. Like I think we were at work just talking, and like he was like blah 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 Reboot, and I was just like, I think my head snapped around, just like Reboot. Did I just hear somebody outside of my immediate family say Reboot? Because my whole life, unless I'm talking to like one of my siblings, nobody knows Reboot. So to get a fellow Reboot fan in the wild is pretty wild. But yeah, Reboot was amazing, dude. I just loved the concept so much. They like lived in your computer, dude. And this was like in 1999 when it's like a giant desktop computer. But so awesome. And it's like, you know, when you're playing on your computer and you're playing a computer game and you're playing against the computer, that's Reboot, dude. You're playing the people in the computer. They would have to like, the thing would come down and they'd be like, oh, we gotta go fight the user. The user, dude. So cool. Or they would say cool like computer lingo as like their slang. What did Enzo always say? Alphanumeric. Oh man, such a good. I'm gonna go binge the hell out of that show. And then also, not only groundbreaking and like this new kind of animation, but then, dude, some of the coolest characters, some of the greatest villains, dude, hexadecimal, dude, changing faces, the greatest. And then Megabyte, dude. First of all, what an amazing name. And then for a villain, too, Megabyte. And then I gotta look up who did the voice, because one of the greatest villain voices in the history of time, dude. And then when he got like upgraded, it's like I think he like combined with hexadecimal, and he's like, no, I'm gigabyte. And it's like, oh shit, just wait till next season when he's terabyte. No, dude, reboot. So cool. Oh, and then, man, it just keeps getting like greater and greater and greater the more you like talk about it. Cause like, dude, and then like the whole story arc with like Enzo being the little kid, the little guardian, and then he loses in the Mortal Kombat game. Dude, he gets his freaking eye slashed out. Like this 10-year-old kid gets his eye slashed out, loses, gets trapped on the internet, dude. And like the next time we see him, he's a full-grown adult. Dude, for them to be like, the story is following Enzo, this little kid. He loses terribly, gets his eyeball ripped out of his skull, and then the next time we see him, he's like shredded, huge buff guy with a golden eye. Oh my god. And then his gun, dude. You want to talk about taking something really cool and just like blasting into the stratosphere of unbelievable coolness, dude. Oh man, Reboot was so ahead of its time, so unbelievably amazing, and then also the disrespect at the end, dude. The absolute audacity to just be like, and you're done. Like, I'm pretty sure it just like, it was like halfway through season whatever, and they're just like, and we're done with this, right? We can cut it. And then I think like there was an uproar, so they're like, all right, we'll bring it back for like another half of a season, and then we're done. It's like, dude, what the what? The disrespect to Reboot and fans alike, all the disrespect to Canada, like how dare they? But man, really spiraled off on Reboot there. But back to the Sphere in Vegas. I mean, like visually, it is quite stunning. Visually, it's mind-blowing, dude. Have you seen the stuff they're doing? It's like a giant basketball that looks like real as fudge. There was one where it was just like this weird blobby thing that looked amazing, and then there was one where like it looked watery, and then like it opened up and you could see like it was all underwater inside. It's impressive, dude. I don't know, like I don't understand what it is. I don't get it, but it's cool as hell. I don't understand what it is exactly. It's a giant sphere, so it's like a dome. Is it like a? Because I think they said it's like connected to the Venetian. Is it like another casino? Like, I don't. That's the part I don't get. Like, what is inside? Like, it's really cool on the outside, but what's in there? Is it like a museum? Let's see if we can figure out the sphere together. Buy tickets. See, that's what I mean. Buy tickets for what? What am I? Is it more sphere-y on the inside? What is it? What is on the inside? Okay. So right now we're talking about building the sphere. Okay. Lots of stuff about how they built it. Again, nothing about like what's in it though. Is it just the same as how it is on the outside? Just very like LED? Nothing, dude. It's just more about like what they're making it. The shows. Like the outside shows? We have more events to announce. Okay, yeah, inside the sphere. Coming this fall, Postcard from Earth, a sphere experience in the very first show created to take full advantage of the 22nd century technology inside Sphere. It's going to be unreal. Okay. Let's see what the tickets are like. Appears to be at least like an hour and a half or a 2-hour show from these times. Tickets from $69 to $200. It's like U2's got something going on at the Sphere. Oh, okay, now I see. Okay, so these are different tickets for different stuff. Like the U2 thing is like $500. But this fall thing is like $100. Alright. Well, it looks impressive as hell from the outside, so I gotta assume that the inside has gotta be just as phenomenal, right? Like, boy, is it impressive. Yeah, they had like the whole, like, hey, a firework display, and like, it looks, what is this? Darren Aronofsky to direct first Sphere experience. Darren Aronofsky. Why does that sound, Darren Aronofsky? I know he's a director. Oh, here we go. Okay. Darren Aronofsky. You might recognize some of his work from Black Swan. That would be a cool Sphere thing. The Fountain, dude. I remember The Fountain. Is that with Hugh Jackman? Oh, yeah. I remember The Fountain, dude. This movie was bonkers, dude. This is a good one for the Sphere. If you're talking about just like crazy visual stuff. Oh, and then he also directed The Whale. Join Darren Aronofsky for the Sphere experience of The Whale. It's just Brendan Fraser in a shower for like 2 hours. Like, oh my goodness, all the folds. Interesting. Vegas keeps getting interesting. And where is, I'm trying to see, because I can see the big Ferris wheel thing behind it. So, I mean, it did say the Venetian, so it's got to be close by there. But man, it is impressive. It looks pretty cool, this big old Sphere thing. Interesting. I don't know, got to make a trip out to Vegas and check it out. I think there's a slight possibility of me going sometime soon, so we'll do a ground floor analysis and check it out with my own eyeballs. I wonder what it looks like during the day, because all the clips I see are at night, which is, I would assume ideal. But what does it look like during the day? Because I know that they have like some pretty impressive LED like billboards and stuff in Vegas, and some of them look really good even during the day. And I'm assuming this is some kind of amazing waterproof, weatherproof technology. I'm interested. Can you imagine, like, it's like, the big basketball with like just a big chunk over here missing? But yeah, what else is going down in the news? You guys hear about that? You guys hear about why is the White House so white? 'Cause of all the cocaine, baby. White House cocaine. Snaps over question. The secretary snaps over questioning tying cocaine to the Biden family. Oh man, what's funny is that like I think when this story first broke about like, oh, cocaine in the White House, cocaine. She's alright, she's alright, she's alright. Cocaine. She's at the White House, cocaine. What's funny is that when that news story first broke, it was like, oh, they had that kind of vibe of like, oh, can you believe cocaine in the White House? And it's like, yeah. Have you never seen any like White House like television show or like drama or like even like Veep, dude? Have you ever seen Veep? Dude, even though Veep is like, I mean, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Do you ever? No. Yeah, Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Yeah. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Try to make me second guess myself. How dare I? Being the Seinfeld fan that I am, how dare I? But if you've never seen Veep, dude, even though Veep is like a comedy, it is still highly stressful, highly like, dude, like this, or like you ever watch, what is that, The Oval Office, or what's that other, like the high drama, like White House drama? DC drama. All those shows are just like, dude, I cannot even like fathom being in the White House, dude. It's just like constantly, go. Hey, you got that file? Okay, what's going on here? We got that meeting at 12. You got that meeting? What about the Prime Minister? Anybody seen the Prime Minister? Like, there's so much going on. How are you not on cocaine all the time, dude? When they were like, oh, cocaine in the White House. Oh, no. I think my reaction was like, yeah? I mean, like, how else is this gonna function, dude? It's like the same thing as Wall Street, dude. It's like, we're going, dude. We gotta go. When it's used medicinally, I think it's okay. It's also funny, too, to think that, I'm pretty, like, I mean, I'm not there. I don't know. I'm, like, as far away from D.C. as you can get at the moment, but from the way it's being, like, presented, it seems like it was found in a very, like, touristy area, like, in a very tour-guided kind of area. So, like, there's a lot of random people coming through. So it's like there's a good chance it was just some random. It's a good chance it was just some moron that was like, oh, baby, we're going to make the White House extra white today. Some lunatic, dude. Can you imagine, like, being like, there's no way, dude. You, like, it has to be like the NFL, dude. It has to be like the NFL to actually, like, go through all the jump roping and, like, all the tryouts and everything, and then you finally land in the White House. And then you're going to do coach? I mean, like, now that I say it out loud, yeah, of course, dude. Of course that's going to happen. Like, it's like, I'm pretty sure you could go anywhere in the world, in any kind of business, in any kind of function. You could go to the Pope himself, and I'll bet you they're doing some rails at Vatican City, dude. I'll bet you anything that they're doing a couple lines over there with the Pope. Why do you think those robes are so white, dude? So you can't see it later when he's like, let me kiss that baby. He's just like kissing the shit out of it. The baby. Why do you think the Pope has to ride around in that bulletproof car, huh? Because the Pope always skips out on the bill and he's got a bunch of coke dealers after him. But yeah, and then it's just like again, I'd be very surprised if it was like somebody, like anybody, like of high importance in the White House was in there. It's like, it's just unfortunate that the president's son just also happens to be like an insane, like, what is even going on, dude? Like, I can't even like tell what is like real and what's just like blown out of proportion, because every time you hear something about Hunter Biden, it's just like, oh, what, dude? What? Do you guys remember when Obama was in office? And people used to get on, like, his daughters about, like, anything, dude. There was, like, anytime they'd wear, like, jeans or something, they'd be like, how dare they be so informally dressed at the White House? Meanwhile, goddamn Hunter Biden is just, like, taking it above and beyond, dude. The last confirmed thing I heard was something about him just ripping down the desert at, like, 200 miles an hour, filming himself, like, doing all sorts of narcotics, and it's just like, god damn, dude. But then at the same time, it's also like, I can't help but kind of, like, tip my hat a little bit, because it's just like, bro, like, the president of the free world is your dad, and you're just ripping down to Vegas, dude, to just fucked that city up. But yeah, and I can't think of another time when are there other like presidential children that are just like lunatics? Like even like the Donald, bro. Even the Donald, like his kids are pretty wild, but nobody's like shredding down to Vegas to be that kind of wild. They're more just like say wild stuff. The Donald, who's before that? Clinton? I don't even know if he has kids. None that I know of. Oh, you know who had a pretty wild kid? George motherfucking Washington. Dude, this kid was out of control. Yeah, but White House getting out of control. Other stuff. Speaking of Vegas a little bit, I wanted to talk about, do you guys remember the moment? There was like when was it? It was like the MTV Movie Awards or something. Let's see if I can type it. MTV, Madonna, Britney. See, dude already knows what I want. It was in 2003. 20 years ago. 20 years on the dot, dude. But I feel like this is a really good, like, where are they now kind of thing. Because it's like, okay, 2003. Let's go back to when 2003, when Britney and Madonna broke the internet. I think Christina Aguilera, yeah, she was in on it too. But we're mostly focused on Britney and Madonna, since Christina is still like a functioning member of society. Since she's still like got out of it okay. She's still doing good. I think she's just like mostly hosting singing shows now. You go, Christina. You go. You're my genie in a bottle. I gotta rub you the right way. But anyway, Britney and Madonna, there was a moment in 2003 at the MTV Video Music Awards when they had their famous kiss that like stopped time. It was pretty amazing at the time, very shocking, very like, oh, these different generations of sex symbols at their peak, like 2003, dude. This is like as peak as Britney can possibly get, as early 2000s. Christina as well. Look at Christina with like her with her hair. Ugh. Christina is got an Oompa Loompa thing going on, dude. She is so tan that she's like orange. This is like also very early 2000s. This is very Jersey Shore of Christina Aguilera. But anyway, there was a very famous smooch. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is it's funny to compare then and now. And I mean, look at Madonna. She looks great. She looked great. Which brings me to Madonna now. Madonna straight up having her Pulp Fiction moment, because from what I can tell, she had a straight up Uma Thurman, dude. Madonna did a straight up Uma in wherever it had. How old? She's 64. Oh boy. Oh, Madonna. Rage against the dying of the light. She will not go quietly, dude. She will not go quietly, dude, ever. Which, on the one hand, you gotta respect, dude. Like, I mean, yes, does she look insane? Yes, but is she fighting tooth and nail, dude? Yes, she is. Father Time is really putting in the work, dude. Father Time is like, Father Time is like Apollo. You remember Rocky 1 where he knocks down Rocky and he's like, yeah, and then Rocky gets back up and Apollo's just like, fuck, dude, I can't. How are you still standing? That's Father Time versus Madonna, dude. Madonna just keeps standing up. Dude, Madonna died this the other day, dude. She died, and Father Time was like, yeah, I did it. And then Madonna just fucking, I didn't hear no bell. Father Time's just like, fucking, can you believe this? Can you believe Madonna won't quit? No matter how many jabs, Madonna just keeps coming like Rocky, dude. Just just keeps coming. But yeah, she fucking died, dude. Like, apparently she straight up died. Revived by a Narcan injection. What the hell is a Narcan injection? Yeah, dude, it's an emergency treatment of suspected opioid overdose. How do you use it? Oh, it's an auto-injector. Should be injected into the muscle or skin of the outer thigh. Can be injected through clothing if needed. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, like, from what I read, I think I read something vaguely about fentanyl? I thought it was something fentanyl-y, because I feel like every time somebody gets, like, hospitalized or messed up, it's always fentanyl-y. But apparently she had a straight-up Uma Thurman moment where, like, she was out. She was down for the count, and somebody had to run up and fucking, hit her with the pen, and she came back like a virgin. Whoa, she's back, baby. Get her up on stage. Yeah, man, Madonna, what is going on, dude? Like, she simultaneously looks like swollen, but then also shrunken. Like, it's weird. Oh, man. Do not go quietly into that night. Rage against the dying of the light. You rage on, Madonna. But then, yeah, I brought it up because of Britney as well, because Britney's got that new song coming out. Slap my Brit up. Bow, bow, da 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 da. Smack my Britney up. Yeah, apparently Britney Spears got the taste slapped out of her mouth when she tried to run up on this NBA dude. Yeah, it's like the story itself is more entertaining than the actual video, but the story is that apparently, like, Britney Spears saw this NBA dude. Let me get this dude's name, because this dude is taller than the world, dude. He's so tall. I remember that being, like, the more shocking than the slap was just how outrageously large this dude is. No, YouTube TV, I don't want to subscribe. Antonio Spurs rookie Victor, oh boy, here we go. Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama. Smack my Brit up. Does your lips on your bill and you think that you're toxic? Yeah, but like you hear the story where it's like Britney Spears got the tear slapped out of her by NBA rookie. It's like, what? And then the actual story is like she's like trying to run up and say hello, and like one of her bodyguards is like, what the bitch, the fuck out. Give that dude a raise, whoever the security guard is, because it's like if you're looking at it objectively, the video is like this huge NBA guy. You can see him walking, and then just like Britney just looks like she doesn't have anybody around her. It's just her by herself, and she's just like running up like, oh, excuse me. And this guy just goes, the fuck out of here. Like, what do you think you're doing? Great security, that dude. I mean, really knows his job. Like, I'm sure he's got like ladies jumping all over the place all the time, so he's probably slapping left and right. The Slappinator. But yeah, it's just funny to think about both Britney and Madonna in the news. They both had that crossover 20 years ago to the day. No, I don't think it was today, but yeah, just anytime you see a news story where it's like Britney Spears slapped, what? Smack my Brit up. But yeah, and then there's we've got time. We can squeeze it in. There was one more thing that I wanted to talk about, because it's kind of like the one thing going around the web, or at least on my Reddit feed. And it's one of those things where it's like, why is this being given traction, dude? Like, it's so annoying. Let's see if I can get some audio. Well, first of all, and let's explain first, because first of all, put yourself in anybody's shoes on this plane. Put yourself in their shoes. When was the last time you were on a plane? Is there ever a time when you're just like, this is great, this is amazing? Like, no, dude, it's always like you gotta get up early, you gotta get there early, you gotta have all your stuff together, and the whole time you're like, what did I forget? And then you're going through security, and you gotta take everything out, and take your shoes off, and then put everything back, and then put your shoes on. Stand in the thing so we can scan you. Go through all that, and then you're waiting, and you're dragging all your stuff. Where's my gate? Where's 14A? Where's 14A? Drag. Oh man, my gate changed. Oh dude, I'm over in F17 now. Let's go. Go through all that. Group A is now boarding. Oh, dang. Group B is now boarding. No, it's still not me. Group C, D, E. Any military, any pregnant, any ba. Imagine going through all of that. Imagine going through that whole process. And then finally you sat down and it's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to take off. Please take your seat. And then this happens.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can...
That's the best part too, is when she's like, that guy, and everybody just like stone-faced, just like, there's nothing. So apparently this super cool lady decided to lose her mind like right before takeoff, delay everybody because that guy is not real. Because there's a guy in the back who's not real. Can you imagine going through all of that and then having to listen to...
The reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now.
Why is she saying it like that, dude? Why is she, like, if you want to be taken seriously, maybe don't sing. Maybe don't do this weird singing voice.
But I am telling you right now, that
But I'm telling you right now. Like, what the fuck? Why are you singing it in this weird way? She sounds like the singer for Rush, dude. She sounds like Geddy Lee. I wish I could play some Rush right now, but I know I'll get flagged on it. But dude, imagine the day's Tom Sawyer, he gets high on you. The space invades, it gets by on you.
Can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now.
Sounds like almost like Michael Jackson. But I am telling you right now, Billie Jean is not my lover. Like, what the? Why are you singing it, dude? Yeah. So apparently, yeah, she freaked out because there was some guy. Because there was some guy in a hoodie that like disturbed her, so she had to make a big deal. And I am telling you right now. Dude, oh man, please have that lady come out with like a single next week, dude. Please let me open up Spotify and see her. And I am telling you right now. Oh man. But apparently, yeah, there's some crazy looking guy in a hoodie, and he's not real. Whatever that means. And then you want to talk about throwing some stupid on a fire, dude. Let's just dump a bunch of stupid on this fire and really get it burning here, dude. Because, of course, that shot across my whole feed. And then, like a day later, this random dude is like, yeah, I was there, man. I was right there. I could see her. I could see the dude with the hoodie. I saw it all, man. And it's like, all right, man, hit me with it. What did you see? Go ahead. And this dude, never have I ever seen somebody want to be in a Twilight Zone episode more than this dude. Like, it starts out in the realm of reality. He's like, yeah, he's just wearing a hoodie, and she started freaking out. And he just kind of like looked over at me and winked. And I thought, oh, but then it wasn't until later that I suddenly remembered when he winked, it wasn't like this. it was like this. And I'm just like, oh, dude, how much do you want to be in a Twilight Zone episode, dude? How much did you just watch Men in Black, dude? Did you just watch Men in Black again? Like, it was on TBS last night, and you were like, damn, dude, this movie's a banger. Why didn't they bring back the blinky eye thing, dude? This is awesome. Oh, man, he looked over me, and he gave me a little wink with the weird reptile eye. Okay, dude. Yeah? What else happened? Was there also like, there's a man outside the plane, there's somebody on the wing, there's a creature out there? What other Twilight Zone stuff happened, dude? Did you suddenly have enough time to read and then your glasses broke too? No! My whole life is a Twilight Zone episode. Oh, there's something out there. Every time I try to show somebody, it disappears. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, he looked over and he winked at me. Oh, man. So dumb. And like the fact that it's like getting any kind of traction other than just like, oh, shit crazy. Oh, man. But I am telling you right now. Dude, somebody needs to, come on, internet, remix that, dude. That is just like begging to be a... Dude, you could totally lay down the Billie Jean. Boom, dun, dun, dun. Boom, dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. But I am telling you right now that Billie Jean is not my lover. Dude, it's a banger right there. That girl needs to pivot her career into like a fucking one-hit wonder, dude. But yeah, thank you so much. We could probably wrap it and tap it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button as it's much appreciated. I am your host as always, Kyle McLemore, and we'll see you next time on the pod.